This is a short introduction to Unity along the line of our didactics. So what we always say is that changing geometry is a question of design, and architecture is putting things and jointing things in space or on stage. And Unity is exactly the tool for that. So you can't model any geometry, you can't edit any picture or movie or a point cloud. You just have to prepare all these elements. You have to go into production and pre-production for these things, and then you configure it to set up. This is made for games, but we can use these things as an architectural tool to present our work and to foster our ideas of what architectonics might be. So therefore, this is a short introduction, so you can have a 10-minute intro and see what this is about and whether you might like to learn a little and train a little and run a little with that. So there's a proper tutorial with this link on YouTube, but this directly leads towards C# implementation. We want to go to Mathematica in our class, therefore my short setup. But look it up, it's better than mine. So, how to start? Install Unity. This is well documented. It's heavy, you see that, but it's not complicated to do. We need version 2019 3.5F1 for the Unity link with Mathematica. It shows up with this hub. We know that from Adobe. You create a new document of this type, and then it's installing its assets, packages, and so on. So it's a lot, it's heavy. That's the reason why I'm doing this tutorial, because I can't do it live while doing Zoom and so on, and screen recording. So this, here we are. It looks quite familiar if you know Blender. So you have here a hierarchy, you have a scene, you can add things. With the scene there comes a camera, and we have light. If you select it, you see it here, you can switch off the gizmos here. Then you have the inspector. The inspector consists of so-called components. You can add components. Here the light, I don't like the yellowish one, I want to have real sunlight, which is white. So that's it. So let's start. Take things from libraries, a simple cube. Comes like that, very intuitive. If it is selected, it's in the hierarchy, it's selected in the scene, and you see it in the game view. This is how our game will look like. So it has a certain name, it's called cube. You can edit it here, the same. So, and go for transform here, and here you see coordinates. For you can move it around by numbers, or go here and you move it with command. It's with the grid. So put it with 1. It's a little strange that Y is in vertical. You can go here, you know this, these things. And move here, go, it's always turning around, the object is selected, double click, and you get a full of the selected object, and so on. At another one, go and make a plane. It's here. Cube. You have Q, Y, E, R, T. You see on the menu. If you want to move this object, go here and here we move the object. Zoom in and out. So we are here. Good. That's it for the first. What we need to add is physics. That's very important. So these things get active and they get physical bodies. So they have a collider, the box collider. Spheres will have spherical collider. Complicated objects will have mesh colliders. So, but now we want to have a rigid body, which means it has a mass, it has a certain drag, angular drag, kinematics, and so on. Interpolation, whatever position. So it gets active and physical. So next step is, if you start play, this thing works. Yeah, it's falling down. You can work with this environment, drag these things, and it's falling down. It's always coming back. Whatever you do in game mode, it's always coming. If you play, if you stop your play, you're back to start. So that's the first thing. Now let's add a sphere. Up. So this needs rigid as well. So it has a sphere collider, physics, rigid body, play, and open this. Not too, make a little. Okay. Good. Colors, materials. So these are the assets you're working with. Put a new folder. You can organize it however you like. Materials. So then we are here. Add a new material. You can import them or make a simple one, which is red. Go here. Inspector, get this panel and drag this red thing to the cube. Make a new material, green. It's very straightforward to make this simple setup. Good, and drag it to this. So go for the plane, sphere, and right. Good. Now, textures, next level. Again, good for a new folder. It is about having a lot of different meshes, a lot of different textures, a lot of different videos, and so on. Therefore, it's good to have a new folder. We call it then it's called textures. Put it here on top level. So, and get a new nice texture. I'm not sure. Image. Here's this is the image I wanted to have. 30 megabyte. You have to be careful with the amount of data. So just drag the thing to the surface. Go for the sphere. You see it's out of proportion. This is the x dimension, and x we have to spread it. So here we are in a proper proportion. These guys, and of course this will work. Have another one, 3D object plane. Make it a little smaller. And that. Okay. Rotate it. So, and create a new folder for videos. And then it's a YouTube video. Go here again. These are our sources. Simply put it here, and take this again with physics, rigid body, and let's see what's going on.
That's Los Angeles. You can always recognize it by it. And that's me, Rainer Banham, crossing the road. I'm Professor of the History of Architecture at University College.
Okay. I'm not sure why it's falling through. Let's go here, mesh collider. Maybe it's better to make it at volume. Scale 5.1, 4. Rotate it at 12. And apply the video, and apply physics, rigid body, and go.
That's Los Angeles. You can always recognize it by it. And that's me.
Nice. So, and now you see you have all these elements of media, you put them on stage, aggregate them, and play. So now the last thing is organizing these hierarchies here. So you say empty, and then you simply say these are the basic elements, for example, and then you take the cube, the sphere, and the cube. These are the two, and now go here, for example, and have these basic elements, and if you move them, then they both. So by that you get hierarchies of objects. So that's the first hierarchy. The second hierarchy is to make prototypes. This is done, it's called assets here and prefabs. So go and make a folder here, prefab. Put them here, and if you want to have this cube, a prefab, or a sphere, a prefab, put it here. Then it's a prefab. Then it's not only here in the scene, but in these assets. So now you can put multiple of these prefabs here. Put them in the basic components. Another one. Here. So they all have the behavior of this sphere. Now we can go here.
That's Los Angeles. You can always recognize.
Go and show the gizmos. At the camera. And rotate. I'm not good in this. But this would be better, so for the setup of the game.
That's Los Angeles. You can always recognize it by it. And that's me, Reign of Anna.
Here we are.
That's Los Angeles. You can always recognize it by it. And that's me, Reign of Anna, crossing. That's Los Angeles. You can always recognize it by it. And
that's good. This is a game. Here, prototypes, instantiations, hierarchies, all the different assets. There are plenty of more of them, all the different things here. The last thing to do is build a game. This is here, build and run, very simple. Just say the first one and put it on your desktop and run. Pack everything and have it. And it comes like this.
That's Los Angeles. You can always recognize it by it. And that's me, Reign of Anna, crossing the road. I'm Professor of the History of Architecture at University College London. And you might wonder what I'm doing in Los.
That's it. Thank you. See you next.